Ladies and gentlemen, what if your government forced you to use a currency that they themselves refuse to touch? What if you were paid in ZiG but had to pay school fees, buy fuel, and get your passport in US dollars? What if the people who introduced the currency were secretly converting it into US dollar at special rates while telling you it's backed by gold? Well, welcome to Zimbabwe in 2025, where your poverty is planned and your currency is just a tool in someone else's looting strategy. This week, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe decided it was time to finish what they started: full-scale enforcement of the ZiG in every sector of the economy. Yes, the same ZiG you have been avoiding like a pothole in Samora Machel Avenue is now your official enforced means of trade. But don't worry, Mnangagwa and the boys won't be using it. That's just for the peasants, for you, for your combi driver, for the vendor outsider, for your grandmother buying pills in Bare. They'll still be buying their whiskey, paying their Dubai school fees, and building mansions in cash, and that US dollar cash. Because while you are trying to figure out how to buy milli-meal with your worthless paper, they've already filled their offshore accounts and are planning the next round of looting. ZiG was supposed to be gold-backed. Remember that? They even made a PowerPoint about it. But now they say it will only become fully usable once the gold and forex reserves reach a certain threshold. Wait, what? Then why did you introduce it in the first place? That's like opening a restaurant and telling customers, sorry, we'll start cooking once we have food. This wasn't about stability. This was about access. Access to a manipulated currency that lets the political elite steal directly from the Reserve Bank without leaving a receipt. Just as Kudakwashe Tagwirei, he allegedly got preferential deals to convert US dollar to ZiG and back again at fixed rates, making a killing while the rest of us were scraping together coins. If you are feeling the heat, if you have been forced to pay exam fees in US dollar while your salary is in ZiG, do us a favor. Pause this video, scroll down to the comments and write, I see the scam. Because you are not alone. This entire country is being sold a con, and it's time we started calling it what it is. They told us the economy was doing better under the multi-currency system. And they were right. It was doing better. Business was stable, prices were predictable, there was at least a fighting chance. But ZANU-PF doesn't do stability, it does sabotage. Just like with the bond notes, they pulled the plug on the multi-currency model because they couldn't control it, couldn't skim off it, couldn't loot it. Enter ZiG, the centralized, controlled, printable miracle that allows ministers to play God with your paycheck. And while they were busy arresting tuck shop owners for not accepting ZiG, they themselves were charging fuel, passports, and even government tenders in US dollars. Let's not pretend this is about monetary sovereignty. It's about control. It's about keeping you in a state of permanent confusion while they pocket the proceeds. The only thing gold-backed in Zimbabwe is the presidential motorcade. Everything else is smoke and mirrors with a healthy dose of national gaslighting. And you know what's funny? The people who told you to embrace the ZiG never actually stopped using the US dollar. Not for school fees, not for private hospitals, not for business. The banks know it, the streets know it, even the black market dealers are laughing.
So, if you are going to go to the parallel market, I don't know why you would be going there. Because if you've got any legitimate foreign invoice that you want paid, we should be able to meet it. So I don't know what the parallel market people are going to do. And I don't feel sorry for them, because we've never wanted them to exist. I hear yesterday they spent the day basking in the sun at Zimex Mall, plotting their next move, but there is nothing to plot.
And now, because they have stolen enough, they are ready to ban US dollar for everyone else. They have squeezed the last drop from the Reserve Bank sponge, and now they want you to mop up the mess. This isn't just policy failure. This is elite warfare on the poor. This is the textbook definition of economic apartheid. Mnangagwa and his cabal live in a parallel economy, complete with private jets, South African credit cards, and offshore mansions. You are expected to survive on ZiG and good luck. And if you think this will get better on its own, think again. If you don't speak now, if we don't push back, they will keep printing, keep looting, and keep laughing all the way to Mauritius. What's even more outrageous is that the Reserve Bank and Mnangagwa's government expect you to clap for them as they strangle your purchasing power. They go on TV to explain that once the reserves reach a certain threshold, ZiG will become universal. But didn't they already say the currency was backed at launch? How did we jump from backed by gold and reserves to wait until we have enough gold and reserves? This is like buying a house with no foundation and promising to lay the concrete after you have moved in. Meanwhile, the house is on fire, but you are told to remain calm because the architects have a plan. Let's be clear, this is not monetary policy. This is economic witchcraft, a voodoo experiment designed to fleece the masses and reward the cabal. If the government was serious about stabilizing the economy, they would allow the market to decide which currency works best. They would invest in production, job creation, infrastructure, and trust. But trust doesn't build villas in Senton or private schools in Malaysia. For that, you need a controlled currency, a rigged system, and a public too afraid to resist. And the saddest part is that it's working again. People are being squeezed into accepting ZiG not because they believe in it, but because they have no choice. Prices are soaring, black market rates are booming, formal businesses are losing out to backyard dealers with eco-cash and US dollars. The economy is being hollowed out while the elite sip imported champagne and issue patriotic slogans. So here we are, full circle, another Zimbabwean currency being shoved down people's throats while the architects of this chaos pretend it's a revolution. It's not. It's economic apartheid. The elite live in US dollar, the rest of us are sentenced to ZiG. If there was ever a time to question authority, it is now. If there was ever a moment to demand transparency, real reform, and an end to this economic cruelty, it is now. And if you still believe this government has your best interest at heart, maybe it's time to check your wallet. It's probably already been emptied. So if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because Zimwaves TV is where the truth lives, not the sugar-coated ZBC lies, not the Twitter PR stunts, real facts, real people, real pain. We are not just reporting, we are resisting. They have taken your money. Don't let them take your mind. Share this video if you are done with being played, and tap the bell so you never miss an episode of the only news channel that tells it like it is. This is Zimwaves TV. Subscribe, resist, and repeat.
Nyika yedu yaparadzwa nemakoronyerezano. Nyika yedu iri kutongwa nenhubu dzezanu. Vana kushikorora ngova damberega rega mafeki.